Good evening, fuckers, and welcome to the next Train Simulator Classic request video. And this one, well, if I was to point out that we're starting at 9:30 PM, you've probably got a pretty good idea who requested this one. Yes, this is a LightheWorld request. When you consider that, you know, he goes by the YouTube name of LightheWorld, and yet he is very insistent on making sure I have as little light as possible whenever I'm doing any of my runs in this, whenever he requests one. So yeah, there is something of an irony to his name, I think. Anyway, for this one we are at North Wales, and all he really requested was the route DLC, nothing more specific than that. And unfortunately I wasn't able to do the initial route that I wanted to do, which was Llandudno to Bangor. The trouble is, if you start at Llandudno, or even if that is where your destination is, yeah, anywhere west of there you can't do it. So I've had to change it. So we're starting at Shotton, which is if you're going like the full length of the line, and therefore you would be starting at Crewe, so you're not even in Wales there. Well, Shotton is the first station that is actually in Wales, so I'm making sure that this whole thing is done on the Welsh mainland. So we're going from Shotton to Bangor, because yeah, after Bangor, if we were to carry on, we would then go over the Menai Straits and be into Anglesey. So yeah, I'm going to keep this on the Welsh mainland. And yeah, I'd say the specifics are all your archetypal LightheWorld requests. So yeah, it's summer, it's clear weather, and it is 9:30. And he did ask for like 2 or 3 stops. I'm going to do a bit more than that. We'll make this an all stops thing. So that's the good stuff out of the way. Then there's the bad. I knew it was coming, and yeah, it has arrived. He did want the Class 142, the Pacer. Initially I thought I was going to get away with being able to choose, because there are actually 2 types of Pacer in the game, and up until the very last 3 characters of his request, all he ever said was Pacer. But then, yeah, the last 3 characters were 142. So up until then, I thought, right, well, I can get away with a 143. No. He did also ask for a very specific livery. Unfortunately, well, depending on how you look at it, really, there's only one livery that I've got. So we're going to have to go with this one. Nevertheless, yeah, here we go with a Pacer run across North Wales, then from Shotton to Bangor. So let's get this over with. So here we are at Shotton Station in our wonderful state-of-the-art Class 43. Let's get the passengers sorted out. While they're doing that, let's get the high-tech equipment sorted. So, God dear, that's a bit too bright, that. Okay, we'll have to wait for the light to get really bad. Right, so that is everything sorted out as far as... No, it isn't. I haven't done the lights yet. Now we want... really, we want... I was going to say daylight running, but... oh, bollocks. I pressed the wrong thing. Not daylight running, we want night running, but, well, that's as good as we can get as far as night running lights. Anyway, doors are now closed. So it's 52 miles or just over to Bangor. Right. Something tells me the master key ain't in or not set. Now let's try it. There we go. Brakes are already off. Let's get underway. Now, something else that he did want to see was the passenger view. Now, the thing is, yeah, there's no passengers here, but I mean, it really does look like you're on a bus in this thing. Indeed, it really does look like you're on a bus from the front. And if you look at it from the outside, it really does look like a bus from the outside. And I suspect most of you are fully aware of the fact that that's because it pretty much is one. This was, well, the Class 142, they were first built in 85, and they were a joint venture between Brell, British Rail Engineering Limited, and Leyland Vehicles. Yes, that Leyland. And yeah, they were developing a train and a bus at the same time. And yeah, the chassis was pretty much the same. The bodywork was pretty much the same. So yes, this train is pretty much a bus with you know, train bogies instead of you know, bus wheels. You listen to the engine, and you know, it sounds like a bus has just pulled up. And when you consider the engines on this thing, the power they produce is 200 horsepower per unit, I wouldn't be remotely surprised if it actually was a bus engine used. And because it has the archetypal sort of Leyland build quality, you know, and the fact that it is pretty much a bus on rails, passenger comfort was absolutely dismal. The thing rattled around like an old biscuit tin. The suspension on it was non-existent, so any passengers on those very basic, very uncomfortable seats, any sort of like bumps going over, you know, like rail joins and that, you felt every single one of them. They were just utterly hopeless. And yet they stayed in service until 2020. They've only been out of service 5 years. So these things were in service for 35 years. It's hard to believe. The top speed of this thing is 75. We're not going to get the chance to try and get it that high though, because Flint Station is coming up in a mile and a half. it looks very much like 72. Okay, no, we're not topped out at 72. Now, I'm not sure how good the brakes are on this thing, so yeah, we'll... brakes don't look too bad actually, which is a pleasant surprise. As much as it pains me to admit it, they actually drive okay in this game. It's real life where they were so shit as to be insulting really to anyone, you know, any potential passenger on the rail network. You know, you've paid your money for your ticket, which is almost certainly extortionately expensive, and you are quite entitled to expect you know, a decent amount of comfort for the journey, and you know, get a pretty decent vehicle turn up to take you to wherever it is you're going. And then, you know, you're sitting there on the platform waiting for the train to arrive, and what you see is this. Even the bus, even the doors are exactly the same as the doors you see on a bus. These stops are mercifully very short, so let's get back underway again. So 75 mph limit here. I mean, so that is the max speed of this particular loco. We're only a 2-car train, but the second car is a powered unit, so we should still be able to do 75, maybe slightly over it. Yeah, still no passengers here. They've all buggered off down that end. I can't say I blame them. So the speed limit is taking us back down to 75 again. I don't think we're going to really need to react to it. Yeah, still too bright, so we're not going to bother with the cab light at all for this run. So we're up to 71 mph, so we're not too far off the max. So now in the 75, that was a 175 that just went past. I find myself in the ridiculous situation of sitting here thinking, if only I was in a 175. And as far as worst trains in real life, this one wins it. I don't think it's the worst train to drive in the game, but yeah, it's in real life it's absolutely fucking dismal. So we're up to 75. We've reached the max that this train is supposed to be able to do, and we're still going. So we may have to coast when we get to that 75 mph section. Yeah, we are going to have to. I don't really want the speed to absolutely plummet, so we're into the 75 section now. That'll do. I think it's safe to say we're going to have real trouble seeing where the fuck we're going long before we are at Bangor. It's rather difficult to see what's ahead of us now. We've only made one stop so far. So we're back at 75 mph again. And an 85 mph speed limit comes up in a mile and a half. So we're now in the 85 mph section. So we can go full throttle here. It's still not topped out yet. 77.4 so far, now at 77.5. So Prestatyn station coming up. Don't know how the hell you're meant to judge your braking at this time of night if you're actually driving one of these things for real. So I got that way too early again. Comes the station platform. I'm still way too early on the brakes. So here we are at Prestatyn. Still very much twilight, but yeah, it's really difficult to actually see anything. Okay, onwards. So I think the stations start coming along fairly thick and fast soon. I'm trying to remember what the next station is. It's either Colwyn Bay or it's I think Abergele, however it's pronounced. Maybe it is real. Yep, it is real. We have yellow. That might explain why that 40 mph is there. And I think we're on single, it's just a single line here. There we go, we're fine. Good. Okay, no, it's not a single line, it's just I couldn't see the other one. So in that case, I don't know why that it does look like it's going to be changing our line over points with another yellow, but at least we can stop at real anyway, so whatever it is that's causing the yellow, if it's another train, we can get some distance between them and us as we wait here. So here we are at Real Station. Alright. As seems to be the norm at these stations, a very short stop. So we're still in this 40 mph section for nearly half a mile. And it goes up to 85, which for us means we can go full throttle. So it's the end of the yellow lights anyway. So we are entering the 85 now, and yeah, there we are. So I can't remember the name of this river again. But I think that means the next stop is Colwyn Bay. The 75 mph section coming up isn't going to slow us down a hell of a lot, so okay, so yeah, it is Abergelly that's coming next. There it is. That, I'm not sure what that's there for. Yeah, that one's kind of thrown me. We certainly don't need to be slowing down yet for. So does that mean there's a speed limit coming up that is not on the HUD here? Oh, we need to start slowing down now for the stations. It's quite a short station here, so I've got to watch it with the braking. Oh, braked a little earlier than I would have liked, but nevertheless. So here we are at Abergelly and Pensarn station, quite a big old gap between the two lines here. It's as if there was meant to be an island platform in the centre, but it's either been and gone or it was just never built. Anyway, that's that stop. Off we go. So now, yeah, pretty close to the north coast here. So we're heading up a pretty steep climb here, 1 in 100. Yeah, this old crate is not doing a very good job of it. So this 75 mph limit is not really going to make much difference. So make our way through Penmain Ross tunnel. Now that we're on a 1 in 100 downhill section, I may need to watch the speed a little bit. Colwyn Bay Station is coming up in just over a mile and a half. Yeah, we're still gaining speed even though the throttle is at 0. We're not gaining it massively, I think we'll still be okay. There we go. Now we're going slightly uphill, so the speed is now really coming down. Another 175 there. So here we are at Colwyn Bay, named after the main character from the film Kroll. Again, another short stop. I'm fairly sure the next stop is Llandudno Junction. Really can't see much at all up ahead of us. So we're now in a 90 mph section, so we haven't got to worry about speed at all. Indeed, next station is Llandudno Junction. Now, this is the last of the compulsory stops until we reach Bangor, but I will still stop at the other stops between here and there anyway. As far as we're concerned, yeah, we've got requests for them, so we will stop there. So you can already see Conwy station cropping up on the route display, and if it wasn't so dark we would probably be able to see Conwy Castle in the background there, certainly once we pass this bridge. There we are. Now if we were on the other side of the on these lines here, on this side, that would take us down the branch to Llandudno itself, but we're not on that side, so we are continuing along this route. Next stop is Conwy, which is the station that is within the walls of Conwy Castle itself. Still just about make out Conwy Castle there. There's a very short platform here. Now if this is a route that you like the look of and you don't have this game yet, this is the route that you get packaged with the standalone game when you first buy it, or it's the UK route that you get with it anyway. you get several other routes from other parts of the world, but yeah, this is the UK route that you get. So that was Conwy. I think the next stop is, I think it's Penmaen Moor. So into a 75 mph section. But I think we only have 2 more request stops before we reach Bangor. And Bangor itself is only, what, 14 miles away now, so yeah, we can't have too many stations between here and there. So we have a speed reduction just as we enter Penmaen tunnel. And that's letting us know that it's on its way. Overestimated the brakes again. Yeah, now the light within the cab here is not too bright. But now it is. Anyway, we're back into a 75 mph section, having left the tunnel. But yeah, Penmaen Moor station is just a mile and a half away. Right, so here we are then at Bangor station. Once again, very short. Bangor is now just 10 miles away. The next station, I'm pretty sure, is LightheWorld. This is about to enter Pennyclip tunnel, and yeah, LightheWorld station is a mile and a half along the line. Now back into a 90 mph zone. It's fairly short. It stops just as the station, just at the boundaries of the station. But then once we've left the station, it is certainly not long before we are able to go back up to 90 again. Well, in our case, just shy of 78. This is a relatively short platform, certainly nowhere near as short as the previous two, but there we are. So this is LightheWorld station. Stops are incredibly short here. Anyway, that's it. The next station is Bangor. At least I am 99% certain it is. we have used a fair amount of fuel compared to the fuel usage of any other diesel within this game. It's not quite completely night time, but it's not far off it. The twilight has certainly been and gone. So, Bangor station, well, is yeah, a mile and a half away. I think that was the first driver error of this run. I thought I was on course for 3 consecutive videos without any driver errors, but yeah, that's just taken care of that. Cannot see a fucking thing. Red lights at the very end of the platform here. So here we are. This is Bangor station. So that was Shotton to Bangor. First video I've done that was entirely within Wales in class 142. So I've got the pacer video over and done with. Yeah, dreadful game in real life. In the game, it's okay. It's, you know, I mean, the brakes are great. In fact, if anything, the brakes are overly powerful. The view is not too brilliant, especially at night. Yeah, it's all right, which still makes it a million times better than it is in real life. As for how well we did, well, I think we were doing pretty good right up until that last one. Oh, improper horn use once. It must have been because of the time, because I used it when, yeah, the W thing came by. So I used it at the right time, but maybe not the right time of day. So, okay, so 2 operational errors, but by my standards, that's not bad going at all. So there we are. That is that one done. That should hopefully mean the end of the pacers for these videos, at least for a while. So yeah, there we go. Job done. We'll see you at the next one.